And do you think with the knowledge, and this is the question I was asking before with the us versus them stuff, and I'm going to circle around back to it now, but do you think that if we acknowledge that there is the desire to have something to fight against, that we can choose consciously to fight against this, for example? Like when I say this, I mean specifically the idea that so coming together more. Like I want to fight against separation. I want to fight against.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in on there because I think it's an issue of reframing. So like everything has a good and a bad, right? Everything. I mean, again, that's problematic for me because I think that's far too binary and simplistic. That there are positives and minuses to everything. There are costs and benefits to everything. Even when we think about, physical evolution, we've always gained something or we've had to let go of something. That's just the way things work, right? That's the nature of physics. And like I think of this. The exclusion thing as a function of our desire for inclusion. So if we think about it in a different way, the themness of that dialogue emerges out of a desire to belong to an usness. And so for me, I think the opportunity, and this is where we touch in on some of those, where we circle back to some of those sort of philosophers you were talking about before. But I would include Western philosophers in amongst those Eastern philosophers, because I think, like the more I've learned about philosophy and humanity and the way people have tried to make sense of existence and being, is that it's not, all the stuff we're talking about is not new. It's actually really old. That's the beauty of it. We just keep revisiting it with different words and different language and different things, different symbols. And I think that at the heart of it is a desire to belong, and a desire to be a part of something bigger, to transcend the self and be a part of something bigger. That's what gives us a sense of purpose. That's what gives us a sense of direction. And so it's about expanding what we belong to. And this is why I say the ability to see the crossover, the touch points, the connection points, the similarities in the way that we understand what it means to be human, but not just what it means to be human, but what it means to be part of this broader ecosystem of the world and the universe within which we live. That gives us a sense of belonging that I think you think as well, allows us to transcend the kind of the pettiness of skin color, gender, class, economics, nationality, and even species. And I think these are important conversations to have as we think about how we are going to step into the next phase of our existence as not just humans, but species within a much larger ecosystem of which we have much more awareness of. As again, that's making the assumption we're talking from a Western scientific perspective, Western scientific capitalistic perspective. That when we step into some more indigenous or again, when we step into some other worldviews, this is not new. The indigenous communities that I do a lot of work with, that's a big part of the way that they construct their worldview or their ideas of what it means to be human in the world or beings within the world. And so, it's less about the exclusion or the themness, and it's more about, well, what does it mean when we say we belong to something? What do we really belong to? And can we broaden that out and to be more inclusive of diversity? Again, I've explicitly benefited from that perspective through my the privilege of my education in anthropology.
And I think a really practical way to do that from my experience in life is loving kindness meditation. That's what comes up for me, where you sit and 15 minutes, you go through, firstly, may I be happy? May I be at peace? May I be healthy? You think of someone outside you who that you have a neutral relationship with, maybe an acquaintance, someone that you see every now and then. Then you think about someone that's done wrong by you and you think the same thing. May they be happy? May they be at peace? May they be healthy? And I really felt like when you were saying that's because a part of my mind is like, what is the actionable thing you can do, right? Which there's not always something actionable, and I acknowledge that, but I think it's really cool to share that because, that really helps you embrace the humanity of another person.
And I love that for you. I love that you can take an explicit action out of that. And I really would, and I hope that there are as many people listening as there are different actions to take away from it.